Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. How's everybody doing out there? This market is selling off hard here. Looking across the board, we are seeing weakness out of most of this tech here. It is pretty wild here. Yeah, this I don't have any trades on yet. But good morning, everybody. If you're with me here in Discord chat, in the Market Clubhouse Discord, or in YouTube chat, go ahead and say what's up. I think I want to put on a short here. I'm just going to throw on a short there, and I'm going to risk to the top of this range, the hourly high, a touch above hourly high, actually. And I will add into that if we have any significant bounces, meaningful bounces. But my, oh my, what a amazing market this has been lately. Hey, good morning, Boom, Discount, Trader Pixie. We've got S. Wilson, Rui, Paul, Fister 5, Jim and Stuff, Andrew, Hadi, Ricky, G-Lines. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I gotta check out where the range is for this. So we are kind of... Let me get one of my dotted lines here. Grab one of these bad boys. Bring it on down. Did we just... It looks like we may have just shorted the bottom of that, right? When we got on. Timing is everything, right? Let's see there. Okay, there we go. And then we'll change this to the quarter. There we go. All right, so let's see if we get a chance to add in another lot short here. We pushed right back up to the 80s. Had 10 handles popped right in our face there. So yeah, today we have an interesting day of data. We have the PCE data coming out. We have that coming out at, let's see here. So we got the PCE data coming out at 8:30 and the September personal income coming out. I think we're just going to get stopped out here, a touch above the hourly high. Hold on. I want to, just in case, I don't usually do this, but just in case, because we're coming right up to the hourly high. Just in case here. Look at that. We shorted dead bottom. That was beautiful. All right, let's see here. Are we going to get stopped out? And we are. Okay. Starting our day off with a small loss here. But yeah, that's what happens when you rush into trades, I guess. When you come onto your stream a little bit late and you rush into trades, you end up shorting the dead bottom like that. Oh, I got to show my Ninja Trader. There we go. Shorting the dead bottom right there. How about that? Thing just wouldn't stop dumping. I said, you know what? Maybe we'll try to take this down to 256 because that's our next level below that. But looking over here at the E signal, we kind of have this bottoming out area, which we tucked below here. But let's see if we have any weakness here back into the 90s and maybe even up to the 300s, and we could take it short there. Or we just wait for that PCE print here to come out. Fister says, I actually just closed a short at plus 405 bucks on the day. Nice work. Love to see that. So we hit the 90s there. I'm going to take another one short here, and I'm going to do my stop up to 302 and a quarter. And what I want to see is that if we do bounce into like the 90s, the mid 90s, I want to add another lot short there. And if we get to a crush below 85 here, I want to add into that as well, looking for a lower extension. And this is all trying to resolve this trade before that PCE print comes out at 8:30. Oh, here we go. I have the wrong screen. Thanks, dude. Good morning, dude. How we doing? So we're gunslinging this morning, seeing if we can get any resolution back to the south side here. Yeah, exactly. See, Hadi's got the right picture here. He says, do not forget to smash the like button. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so close to having 1,000 subs on this channel, by the way. Yesterday's stream I got so much phenomenal feedback. I got some DMs on Twitter, and I had some folks reaching out on Discord as well, talking about how much they enjoyed the stream yesterday. That was the first stream that we traded live into the open on stream here on YouTube. And it was a lot of fun to trade that with you guys. It was very much tapping into my momentum style of trading. And so, yeah, it was really, really fun to do that. So I want to see if this thing will push up into around 95, and then we can add into it there. See if we can tack on another little bit short. Because the area that I'm watching here, go back over to Ninja Trader, is going to be that right there. I want to see this, that area being resistance right there. Some topping resistance. So I'd like to get a nice little reject off of this area here. I'm going to add into that actually. Get a terrible fill, but that's fine. We are kind of topping out there. Let's see if that becomes resistance now. If we get a flush below 85, I'll add into it for a third lot. But if it's a stronger bounce and we do see that strength come up, I'll probably loosen my load right around, let's say, this area up here. So that's the kind of areas of interest I'm watching. This is kind of no man's land up here, kind of the last resort. But if this thing is strong, you know, we could expect this thing to come up and kind of have a dump pre-print here. We have the print coming out in 20 minutes exactly here. 20 minutes. We do have liquidity going down from 90 all the way to 80, so there is a chance we could sweep that liquidity once more and then take it higher. And like I said, at 8:30 we have personal income, personal spending, and the PCE deflator. So big print. Everybody's waiting for this Friday print. Yesterday we had a cavalcade of data coming out, just an enormous amount of data, an insane amount of data, if you will. And it was really just a lot of fun, a lot of price action yesterday to trade. Did anybody out here either in Discord or in YouTube chat, anybody catch yesterday's fade? I mean, that was a huge extension from 432 all the way down to about 151. Huge amount of alpha there to the short side yesterday. Ricky says, I did. Wow, nice work there, Ricky. Got 90 handles. Wow, there you go. All about that patience on the micros. Very nice. All about that patience. I love to see that. So we are pushing up still, but I want to be aggressive if we start to have the turn here. Watching here if we intercept any of this liquidity to the downside. I want to see that push into the mid to low 80s here. Watching for an add. I'm going to add a third lot right there. What the heck? It's Friday. Why not? Let's get a little loose. And again, I mean, I can take it off if we start getting perky above the 90s there. 90 flat. Caught ES long for 25 points. Nice work there, Andrew. Was in and out yesterday for $4,500. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So let's see if we can hold kind of soft below the 90s here. That'd be a pretty big snap for us. And we'd be able to time this weak bounce correctly and take this thing back down to the south side. 85 is going to be a key level to see us bust on through here. But right now, it's still showing strength. So we have to be concerned about that. A little bit, wee bit concerned about that. So watching here at the 90s, seeing it push up once more. If I see any kind of weakness here, I'm going to go for a fourth lot, and then I would probably move my stop loss pretty close just in case, and then reset and wait for the PCE print. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on the table here. Because it's just showing strength, but this is kind of that lower end of that area up there. So fourth lot on. Again, awful fill. Russian Bank says they're ready to hike rates again unless their CPI subsides. That's news out just now, breaking news. All right, we get a little flush. I want to see 85 weakness here. Show me that 85 weakness and I'll have more confidence here. Watching this 85. Show me 85 weakness here on the print. Watching here. Show me that 85 weakness. 85 strength right now. Show me 85 weakness. That's what I'm looking for. Little level of psychology, psychological. Come on, Rips, get the words out. Psychological support there at 85. So I want to see weakness right at 85. See here, we are kind of topping out. Show me that weakness at 85 and we'll go a fifth lot. And we'll get super loose on this thing. Very, very low liquidity, of course, as we are kind of trading pre-print. But just trying to catch a nice little scalp. There's that pushback up to the 90s. That's not what I want to see. But this could give us a final lot entry up here if we see any kind of weakness. So watching for this to stall out at all. That was a thin scoot up there to the top side. Very, very thin. So we're watching our limit right here around 95-ish for a reject. Watching for a potential fifth lot on here. Came right to 85. Let's see if we get all the way back up to 95 here first. So there's our 95. Still showing some strength. And we're stopped out. So stopped out right there. We'll take that loss. So that was on being on the wrong side of things. We kind of rushed into that trade, but that's okay. That's going to start our day. Let's see here. Down $1,000 to start our day. So we got some making up to do here. We got some recovery to do. See if we can jump into a little something here. So punished for jumping into that trade too early. I'm switching over into a different account here. And I want to wait. I probably want to wait for this print. This print's going to be out in about 15 minutes. And I think we can do some nice recovery here off of waiting for that print. I think we were going to squeeze up a little bit here, and I want to see us get up to our level. We're watching here on the chart here. We're watching our level up to 312.25. So we want to be watching that level there. If we get up to that level and we start to see weakness back above, or even if we get to the 300s, there is a chance that we could take a scalp right before we have this print, because we have, 14 minutes here until this print. 14 minutes is a long time in the market. So we might get a setup here if we push up to this 300 area. If you remember here, we have this channel, this little channel here of liquidity. So if this is starting to show some weakness here, we can definitely look at tagging this short again. Trying to tag this thing short again. And then look for that, targeting that weakness back at below 85 there. So if we don't see that, then we'll probably just wait for the print here, because this just looks like some squeezy action here pre-print. Yeah, there's your squeeze. There's your topping above 300. There's a stop losses going off there. Big sweep of stop losses up above 300. Our level now is at 312.25. So I do want to see if we will make it up to that level potentially, and then try to look for a short there, or if that was a nice little sweep of stop losses above this zone, we could potentially hit a trial order here just to put something on, looking for an early order back short here. I'm just watching the price action. Watching here at 300. We are getting a little bit of a perk from NVIDIA, from Tesla. So that is kind of holding the market. We have been just snaking around in this area here. I mean, we did have that little dip there. Let's actually go into the 5-minute on this chart here, so you can see that this area of liquidity that we've drawn here, we've had a lot of transactions in that area, but we've also had some a little bit higher up here. So there's a good chance we may go into that zone, and that kind of coincides with our 312.25 area. You can see it here more clearly on the chart up here. So let's see, back below 300 here. Go back to our 30-second chart. So back encroaching in that zone here. So we are expecting personal income to be higher. Yeah, VWAP's at 305. It depends on when you track your VWAP from. So for instance, the session start time that I have for my VWAP and Bookmap prints the Bookmap much lower here. So it depends on what your session start time is for that. And it can make everybody's VWAP kind of different for futures, depending on, it's all dependent on when you're starting your session timer for your VWAP. It varies from platform to platform. So we got 12 minutes now until the print. I think we're probably just best waiting for that print to come out first. That'll be the most advantageous way to attack things here. And see if we can make up any of our losses here. Obviously not wanting to trade P&L, but let's see if we can take a little bit of the edge off from what we drew down already. If we get a nice phenomenal print, we'll have a great opportunity to do just that. Folks, if you are enjoying the stream, make sure you are hitting that thumbs up button. Make sure you are subscribed with your notifications turned on. Like I said earlier, we are just 15 people away from 1,000 subs. That's it, just 15. I think we could hit that today. And if you're watching the archive of this video, make sure that you are subscribed so we can hit that goal if we haven't yet. There's 60 of you folks in here. We got to get at least 30 likes on the video here. I think half of you guys can click that button. It's free to do it. It's free to click that button. There we go. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So we are pushing up a little bit higher here. And I think we're gonna wait for that print. We got 10 minutes now until that print comes off. We were trying to be aggressive into that approach. If we would have got that snap below that psych support of 85, we would have got a nice resolution. Probably would have been able to peel out maybe $300 to $500 off that trade there. But unfortunately, we got a little bit of squeeze here to the top side. We shorted dead bottom, too. That was the best part. We came on, we shorted dead bottom. We came, we conquered. Look at this. That was our entry down here. That pink purple arrow right there. That was our original entry there, short. If that's not dead bottom, I don't know what is. And that's just sometimes that's the way it's going to go. But that's why we use stop losses. Limit our losses. Market is pulling back a little bit here. But still very, very thin leading into this print. The only big spike of volume was through the stop losses there. That was the biggest spike of volume right there. Right through those stop losses to the top side there. So let me go into the 1 hour chart over here and let's see what we're looking for. We do potentially want to keep an eye on this zone right here, on this area. But some very, very muddy price action sort of in this overnight Globex session. Extremely efficient, but muddy and sticky price action there. So let's see if we get some nice resolution here off this print. Would like to see both the PCE print and the personal income print have confluence with one another. That way we'll have a very directional market. If we have an inline print, it's pretty unlikely that we'll have much to trade off of that. If we have a very wonky print, let's just say one print is one way, the other print is the other way, we'll have sort of a tug of war in the market. But let's try to be quick and snappy and see if we can get anything off this print in the way of resolution here. That's what we'd be looking for. Something quick and snappy here. And outside of that, so for the rest of the day, we have at 10 a.m., we do have the October final University of Michigan sentiment reading. That's going to be out at 10 a.m. We have the Kansas City Fed Services activity. That's out at 11. And that's it. That's it for the day. And that's going to round out the week. And this is the final full week of October. And then next week, holy smokes, hold on to your hats because we got FOMC next week on Wednesday. We're going to be trading that live. Maybe we'll do a special stream to celebrate 1,000 subs where we can trade the FOMC live together here on YouTube. Maybe we'll run a poll for that next week and see if that's something that you guys would be interested in, tuning in for the FOMC print live and then trying our best to trade that. That'd be a really fun momentum trading session. It's arguably one of the most difficult things to trade because you have two different trading volatility events. You have number one, you have when the FOMC rate decision is made and released. In this case, it's almost guaranteed that there's going to be a pause, right? Everybody's kind of pricing that in. The money markets are pricing that in right now. But then the question becomes, what is the next step, right? The question becomes, what do we do after that? So what do we do after the FOMC print? Well, we kind of hear the press conference from Jerome Powell, and then he talks about, depending on if he's pursing his lips and lying, or if he'll be a little bit loose-lipped and he'll say what the plan is moving forward. And what we want to see for a bullish market would be sufficiently restrictive. Everybody's been waiting for that. And December's still pricing in a chance of a hike. December's FOMC meeting. November's basically pricing in a pause. I think it's like 3.9% chance that we have a 25% rate hike or something like that. So we'll have an initial reaction, an injection of volatility and liquidity in the market for the rate decision. And like I said, it's almost guaranteed that we're going to have a pause, so no surprises there. But then when the press conference goes live, that's when you have the most amount of difficult volatility to trade, because you will have him say one thing and the market will go in one direction. And then 10 minutes later, he'll say another thing. The market will reverse that direction and go barreling in the opposite direction. Unless we have a very much one-sided press conference where he says something like, we're at a sufficiently restrictive level. We're going to start bringing rates down at this state, which would never happen, right? We'd be living in the twilight zone if he came out and talked like that. He'll never do that. But it creates a big amount of volatility trading during FOMC, and it's a lot of fun. It's a big challenge for you as a trader, and you could trade this in a practice account. You can get a Top Step account, links in the description down below there. You can get a Top Step account. They give you a practice account to trade on, and you don't even have to risk your combine, or if you're trading on an XFA, you don't have to risk that. And you can actually trade along in the markets there and see how you do on a practice account. Now, if you're newer to trading, obviously you should never trade it in a real account, whether it's your own money or on a Top Step account. You should never be trading the FOMC press conference with your own money, especially if you're new to trading. It's very difficult. It's extremely difficult. And the price action is very, very difficult to read at times. And it can be unpredictable. And if your stops are not wide, you're just going to get stopped out over and over and get chopped apart. However, if you're up to the challenge, then we can potentially do a stream for that live on YouTube here. And we could do some FOMC trading together. And you could see how I trade the print and see if we could have a great day doing that, or if I end up getting chopped apart in the difficult price action. But we'll see. It would be a lot of fun. So we'll run a poll for that. Show up here Monday at 8 a.m. next week. And we'll run a poll for that here in YouTube. And we'll see what the sentiment is, whether or not we'll do a live stream here on YouTube for the FOMC. I think that could be a lot of fun. So we got 4 minutes now, less than 4 minutes until the print. We've been patiently waiting here. Market's been sort of chopping sideways and looking for a direction from this print. Again, this is the PCE deflator. This is what the markets have been waiting for. The whole market really is all about this PCE number coming out. All of today's trade is going to be about that. And then, of course, the end of month flows. So it's going to be very, very exciting to see how the market reacts on this. If the print is hot, what do I expect? Well, if the PCE deflator comes in hot, then we're probably going to go down to the downside. Personal income is hot, we're going to go to the downside. So let's see again if there's confluence on those prints. We have 2.5 minutes until the print comes out. So we're expecting plus 4% on the personal income. 2 minutes now. 2 minutes until this print. If you are going to trade this print, make sure that you either have done momentum trading before, or you're just waiting for the afterglow of the print. We've had plenty of success here on the stream trading these prints, but trading the afterglow. But let's see. I'm feeling like a gunslinger is the way to go today for me. I don't know why, but I woke up frisky on a Friday here. And sometimes you just want to be a gunslinger in the markets. I don't advise doing that. It's very difficult, very risky. But let's have some fun. It's Friday. Why not? So we're pushing up to 300 here. Trader Pixie with the gun emoji. Yeah, let's have some fun. So we're kind of holding right around this 300 area. We have 1 minute and 15 seconds till this print. I'm just looking across the board at all of these tech components here. Amazon earnings came out yesterday after the bell. They beat on both the top and bottom line, and the stock went up. It basically went up to where it was auctioning a couple days ago, so nothing really crazy there. And now in the pre-market, it's come back down quite a bit. All righty, less than a minute. Make sure you're calm, cool, and collected. Let's see if we can nail this print here. PCE, the whole market's been waiting for this print. We got everything set and ready to go. Let's see here how this all plays out. "15 seconds. Good luck, everybody. Let's crush it." Let's try our best. Let's try our best on this one. Good luck, good luck. Initial reaction there to the downside, waiting for the print. 0.4%. Watching here. It's trying to sell, but it's not getting through any of these orders to the downside. It's a little chunky. Personal income is coming in at 0.3%. PC deflator a little bit higher than expected. Personal spending 0.7%, a little bit higher. So not a big outlier print here, which is why we're not getting a massive reaction. I want to see 85 if they can actually sell below 85 here or not. Seems to be holding a touch. I'm going to take that long because they're not able to sell through this 85 just yet here. We got a terrible fill too on that long. Terrible price on that fill. I'm adding right there. Let's see this perk up. Adding again. Let's see this blow through 300 here. Watching. We had an initial little perk up there. Let's see if we can get some follow through to the top side. Yeah, it's a total nothing burger, right, Caesar? As long as 85 holds, I'm confident in this position. Watching here. Back above 95, I'm going to add another lot here. Getting aggressive. Like I said, Gunslinger Fridays here. Adding again, looking for this push above. There we go. Hello. Nice little push up. I want to see this push above 305 now. It's getting the juice. There we go. I'm going to take off 3 into the ask there. It's getting a little dicey. Another 3 out. Woo, we are gunslinging today, folks. Move my stop up. Let's let that final lot work there. Gunslinger Fridays. How about that? Woo, look at this thing go. We having fun, folks? It's Gunslinger Friday. Headshot. Moving up my stop a little bit there. And we are pushing up above 312 and a quarter here. Yeah, the fact that it didn't sell below that 85 and it kept on holding there, that was kind of my tell. Trader Pixie caught $100. Nice work. Anybody else catch anything similar there? Let's hear about it. Gonna move my stop up a little bit more, back up to 310 here. Thank you, Caesar. Got 120 off the micros. Hey. When you said aggressive, I jumped in. Yeah, that's generally my tell there when I say I'm getting aggressive. I'm gonna move my stop to just below 315 here, protecting more profits. What a nice little juicer there to start our Friday off, right? Bought at the 285 resistance. Paul saw the same thing I saw, and we are stopped out right there, and that's going to put us at on the day. Let's see here. Up $380. So nice recovery. That's a $1,400 recovery there. Nice trade. I like that. Anybody else catch anything similar out there? That was a lot of fun. We loaded the boat on that bad dogger there. Nice. Kenny Lee up $800. Boom cycle up here. Nice job. Looks like everybody killed that print. That was nice too, because we got that beautiful hesitation. That was a decently easy read since we didn't get that flush below 85 there. So I guess we could have done without jumping into a trade right when we got on stream. 3 Generations got $100. Way to go. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we call a sack lunch.
Was down 1K, now up 65. Way to go. There it is. Love to see that. Back into the green, Kodak. Love it. Awesome work. If you guys are enjoying the stream, this is your time to hit that thumbs up button. Let YouTube know that you are enjoying your time here with your friend Rips and the Friday fun that we're having here. Futures Friday, Frisky Fridays, whatever you want to call it. Gunslinger Fridays. Told you, I felt like I had a little pep in my step this morning. That's what we call a sack lunch. Oh, man. Yeah, that 320 is really popping now. We did get stopped out. We had our stop a little bit tighter. I guess we could have been a little bit looser in our stop, but I like the way that we traded that, letting that final lot run for as much extension as we could there. Whalers are going to have fun after the opening, waiting for that. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a wild opening here. Because you know what, to be honest, again, let's go over the print here. The PCE deflator came in month over month at 0.4%. It's only 10 basis points hotter than the expectation. The expectation was 0.3%. And the year over year came in right in line at 3.4%. So that was the estimation. And it came in right in line with that. The September personal income, that came in at 0.3%. So a touch cooler. That is good news for inflation. Like I've been saying, you guys now on the YouTube live stream here have been noticing me talking about this a lot. But what the Fed is looking for is having more people out of work, so more jobless claims, and personal income to be lower. We want people to have less money. The less money that people have, the less capital that they have to deploy and spend. So therefore, prices will come down. This is how inflation works. So when the Fed gets readings like this, like personal income being down 10 basis points lower than the expectation, that's a step in the right direction for the Fed. That means that these rate hikes are working. They want a little bit of stress on the economy. They don't want to crash the economy, which even though I think that's probably the best remedy for the economy. But this is what they're looking for. And this is why you have a reaction here to the top side, albeit this is a slight small reaction. Do I expect this to carry on throughout the rest of the day? Well, it depends more so on market structure in that case. It's not exactly that we're talking about so much more so the print anymore, because it wasn't a big outlier print. We're 10 basis points cooler. That's it. 10 basis points cooler. Personal spending was higher, though. That's 20 basis points hotter at 0.7. There's a 0.5 estimate on that. So again, not a crazy positive print, but you look for the silver linings in these prints that create these moves. We could absolutely make new lows on the NQ for the December contracts here. We could absolutely be skittering well below that 150 level today. We're up at 311 right now. I'm talking about we could be below 150 today. So keep in mind when you have a print like this, which is generally pretty much a nothing burger print. When you have a print like this, don't let it get to your head and say, well, you know, the print that came in is favorable for the Fed. I'm going to hold this bias all day long. Instead, let's look at the market structure of things. Look at where the market will potentially go. If we go into an area of liquidity and it starts to reject that area, well, then change your bias to be more looking to the short side. If we go into an area of liquidity and we find vehement buyers that just want to buy the pants off this market, well, then have a long side bias. Keep your bias open. I often say all the time, either in Clubhouse or here on YouTube, keep your head on a swivel. Keep your head on a swivel and expect the unexpected. That way, you're always open to any opportunities in the market. If you go into the market and you say, nah, I'm only going to short this thing. Well, if the market's going up, you're just going to keep waiting. At some point, you have to be fluid in your bias. Fluidity is the key to profitability in the markets. You must be fluid. Which is why, you know, we came into the market today and we were shorting the lows. That was the very first print that we did, was shorting the lows there. We came into the market, we shorted the pants off those lows and we got punished for it. But at no point was I sitting here looking at that print after we had the print, the one that injected all of this beautiful volatility into the market. At no point was I saying, well, I'm only looking to short this thing. No, I'm open to everything. If we're holding above 85 there, which is what we did, I'm interested in long in the market. That's exactly what we did. So remember that. When you're trading, you want to be as fluid as possible. Alina in here in Discord says, that was fun. I got 100 on 1 NQ and with 3 MNQ. This helps me to work on my trading fares. It sucks to be wrong, so I'm trying to get more confidence. By the way, my YouTube name is, okay, gotcha. That's who you are. I got you now. That's wonderful. Well, thanks for joining us here in the Market Clubhouse Discord. If you guys want to join us in Market Clubhouse on the Discord, there's a link in the description right down below to see how to join that. We have a great community in there. Newer traders, veteran traders. It's a great community. That's where I spend most of my time throughout the day. But yeah, any questions about the trade that I took there? I mean, it's pretty basic. I was looking for that 85 to hold there. Now we've kind of exhausted up here, but I don't trust this to the short side just yet. Maybe we can get a follow-up trade here, but I'm not seeing anything in the way of tech outside of Amazon. Tesla gave back a little bit of their spike here, but I'm just not seeing anything that gives me the confidence to take this. And, you know, you got to remember we're kind of flying naked here. We're flying naked in the sense that we don't have any prints coming out now until, when's the next print? 10 a.m. That's the University of Michigan sentiment. So without data to give us anything, we don't, like Redbook retail sales out at 855, that'd give us something, but we don't have anything now until the market opens. So it really is kind of just very low liquidity. Look at the volume here. Look at the difference in volume. See down here, this is the volume, right? This is the chart here. This is the volume down here. If you look down at the volume, look at very low liquidity. And then we get the print, big injection of liquidity and volume. And then it immediately is coming back down, right? So you need to pay attention to these things as a trader. If you're sitting here and you're saying, well, the chart is at this area, so I'm going to do whatever I do. There's more to it than that. You need to understand that volume plays a big side of this. You can see the volume to the downside here on this candle. It's not even close to what we saw in the uptick of that. So obviously you have people that are taking profit in that candle. That's how I interpret a candle like that. Right now we have a 15-minute doji on the 15-minute. This is the 30-second chart. The only reason I have the 30-second up is so that I can show you folks, you know, our executions. Because look, if I have this in the 5-minute chart here, let's just say the 10-minute chart, you can't really see my trade, right? You can't really see what's going on. I don't trade off the 30-second, but I do this so that you folks can see all of my executions and everything. So there you have it. There's the executions that I took on the trade, going long, selling out, and then getting stopped out there. So this is coming back down to that area of equilibrium that we're talking about. This area of the market is equilibrium. This is where we had a lot of transactions taking place. So if we get weak through that, right, we blow through that, go down to the 90s, we start testing this lower area, these 85s. That's where things get interesting to the short side here. Now, like I said, the print originally could be interpreted as being very strong for the market. Pfister is short from 314. Nicely done. Way to go. Love to see that. So yeah, that's what I love to see. Big reaction there up at 314, nice short. But for me personally, I'm going to be seeing if we have anything below 85 here. If we have weakness below 85, it actually might be a little bit too oversold at that point to even short it. And this is, I'm probably talking myself out of a trade here. But I think weakness below 85 could be targeting 256 here to the downside. 80 and a quarter is kind of that line in the sand here. That line in the sand sits at 80 and a quarter or so. So we made $1,400 on that first trade. We lost $1,000 on the initial 2 trades that we're trying to short the market as it was going straight up in our face. But that's the thing. Just keep your head in the game. Don't ever be discouraged by your losses. Think about it. Today we had a 33% win rate on the stream, and we're sitting here with a $380 profit. It's not about win rate so much as it's about how your winners are larger than your losers. So we lost $1,000 today on our trades. That's 2 losers. 2 losers, $500 each loser. However, our winner, 3 times that amount. And that's why, you know, even if you had a 33% win rate, if your wins are larger than your losses, you could be profitable traders. And this is why I say, don't get discouraged about your losses. Don't let that knock you out of the game. Don't let that discourage you for the rest of your trading session. It's okay to have losing trades. Shake it off, move on. Adjust your bias, see what made you lose those trades. Don't do the same knuckleheaded stuff again, and you'll do just fine. If you're up your own behind about your own trading and you're consistently, being disrespectful to yourself, and you're talking about, oh man, I took a loss. This is terrible. I can't trade, blah, blah, blah. You do this stuff where you start talking down to yourself. You're never going to be able to come back from that. So it's very important that even on losing trades, take it as a moment of learning, and move on from that and move into your next trade. Don't be discouraged by your losses. You're better than that. And heck, we're still in the pre-market. We got a whole day of trading here. Got a whole day of beautiful volatility from the NQ. It is Friday. Boy, I'm excited. Caesar grabbed 200 on the pullback. Good for capital preservation day. Way to go there, Caesar. Love to see that. That's awesome. Anybody else got any trades on here? I, of course, am flat since we nailed that trade to the top side on that print. You can see here now, again, I was talking about volume. Look at how low this volume's going here. And look at where we're settling, right back into that equilibrium area. Right back where the market is comfortable, where it's been painting this liquidity. So I'm going to guess that we're going to hang out here probably, until about the market opens. We're probably, around 9:10, 9:15. You get a slight injection of volatility. You get some machines turning on, some algorithms start working and massaging the price around. That's generally what you see. So it will be interesting to see if we end up rejecting this area of liquidity and seeking that liquidity a little bit higher above 312 again, or if we can just kind of stay settled in this zone between 80 and a quarter and 312, looking for that settlement possibly off the open here. So as bad as the market was waiting for this PCE print, as much as the market wanted to see this PCE print, as bad as it was like, man, all the market participants, a lot of big funds, everything waiting for this PCE print. Just remember, it came in line on the year over year, and then the month over month was only a 10 basis point hotter read. So kind of a disappointing print to round out the week, but that doesn't mean that we can't get tremendous volatility based on the market structure today. For instance, names like Microsoft, if Microsoft goes sell side today and starts breaking some of these lows that it's been defending, I mean, if we were painting down towards the low 320s, I'm talking about 325 and below in Microsoft today, that would give the NQ a lot of pressure to the sell side. Same thing for Tesla. If we actually broke 200 in Tesla today, holy smokes, the NQ would be on fire to the downside. Same thing with Amazon. Here's the deal about Amazon. Amazon reported their earnings yesterday after the bell. Good report. They beat on both the top and bottom line. So good report there. Good cloud report, which is what a lot of people were waiting for, AWS. Good cloud report there. Good guidance. They moved up about, 3 or 4% on that? But here's the thing. Think about it from the perspective that there are folks that bought calls in Amazon going into earnings because it was compressed. Like we were trading, between about mid to high 118s all the way up to the mid to high 121s. That's where the range was yesterday in Amazon. Now, let me see what the prices were on contracts here. Let's see what they were charging. So say the 120 calls here. Let's have a gander, shall we? Let's have a little look-see here. Okay, so the 125, let's just say the 121 calls, $4. Yeah, so that's the thing. The market makers kind of got these things right on the money here. They got these things right on the money. So really just not a lot of, the 125s are trading at $6 into the print there. So fair value on those is $131. Amazon's now trading at 126. So the thing is, here's what I was trying to surmise here, is that if you have a print like we did on Amazon where it's advantageous for the market and the market makers are not pricing that in, well, then guess what? You're going to have a lot of folks that are sitting on a lot of profit in their calls. This is not going to be the case on this open today. In fact, people who have their calls, they're going to be about a break even or worse, especially the folks that were buying 130 calls, which is insane. Why would you do that on Amazon? So it's going to be interesting. When you had a print like we did on Facebook, I think earlier in the year, whenever they reported, like March or something like that, they announced a tremendous share buyback program. And now what that did for the market is that it created a huge volatility event. And I think that Meta, I got to remember it's Meta now. Meta, I think, sold off after that earnings because you have people that have so much tremendous profit from holding those calls, they want to get paid for it. Now, the market makers who sold those calls short, they have to buy the underlying. And when they buy those calls back from people selling them back to the market makers, they're getting rid of the commons that they're holding to hedge their position. And that creates a cascading effect of downside pull in the market, right? There's downside pull in the market when you have those market makers that are now selling those commons. And then you have people buying into puts. The way that they hedge puts is they sell short to stay delta net neutral. And so all of these things create a cascading effect. So what we were looking for on Amazon, this is why I checked my phone, checked the options chain from yesterday. And the reason why is because I want to see that if the market makers were pricing, let's just say the 120 calls were priced at $2, they'd never be that. But let's just say that they're priced at $2. You're talking about now the Amazon calls. If you're buying the 120s, you bought them for $2. Those calls are going to be open up at $7, $8. So you're talking about a 400% return on those things. So people are going to be selling those with the quickness because they want to maintain as much of that profitability as possible, unless they think that Amazon has more upside today. We're in a downtrending market right now. So if you're up 400% on calls, what do you think you're going to do? Now, I think that we're going to get an even sort of tug of war here on Amazon. Why? Because we had people that piled into puts and their puts are going to be worthless. Some of those folks are going to be selling those puts, but some of those folks are going to be holding on to those puts to see if by the end of the day, because today's Friday, this is when all these options contracts are expiring. They're going to see by the end of the day whether or not they can squeeze a profit out of those. But I think more than anything, we're going to see some of those call buyers selling off the open. And we know what happens when people are selling calls. Those market makers are selling their shares, those commons that they had to buy to delta hedge to make their positions neutral on their books. So these are the things you want to contemplate specifically after earnings. Now, if we have an NQ squeeze off the open, you're going to have those call buyers either adding into their positions or selling at a profit. The theta burn will eat up those puts. Yeah, absolutely. But if we had a tremendous crash day today, the thing is look, if you wake up in the morning and the market opens on Amazon, your puts are already at zero. Why bother selling them? Maybe they're going to go uptick maybe 20 cents or something like that. You're not going to sell puts at zero. You're going to wait until the end of the day, wait till expiration, right? Look at this. We are jamming up here. We are making new hourly highs here. But these are the things I want you guys to, this is why I like to have this open dialogue here on YouTube. These are the things that you want to be contemplating throughout the day when you're looking at the markets here. When you're trading, you need to be contemplating all of these scenarios and paying attention to the macro environment, because this will help you be a better trader. You don't want to just blindly look at the NQ and say, I don't know what's going on. You want to look at the components of the NQ and what's going to be affecting your trade for the day. Sean says, your commentary is gold. Awesome. I appreciate that. And that's why we do this YouTube. I have a lot of fun doing it. And if you guys are enjoying it, show the love. Hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed. We are trying to get over 1,000 subs. And I think that we could do that today. We absolutely can do that today. Look at that. We got 50 likes. You guys are gold. I love it. Rips, is that volume indicator using the one in NinjaTrader called volume up down? No, it's actually a custom indicator that we had. I actually had a custom indicator built, and then we had one of our rock stars here, one of our community members in Market Clubhouse, make a one for the community. I'm sure there's a free one out there called hourly high and hourly low. There's got to be one out there. But I just had a custom one created for me. I just like to know the hourly high and hourly low. And I can change it to 5-minute high, 5-minute low. I can change it to daily. I can do whatever I want. I'll make 10 burner accounts. You guys are awesome. Something else very valuable in this channel is the level of humbleness, realistic profit shared, no matter the amount, and it makes everyone happy. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Caesar. Appreciate that. Yeah, there's a lack of transparency in the trading world, unfortunately. A big lack of that. And you know, the thing that kills me the most is that those traders who only show you the trades after they're in the profit, I have no problem losing in front of you guys. I do it often. We just try to work our way through that. It's part of trading. If you think that you're going to trade and not have losses, I'm sorry, sweetheart, but that's just not going to happen. It's just never going to happen. You got to toughen up, Buttercup. You're going to have losses in your trading, and you need to learn how to manage those losses. It's part of trading. If you're not ready to be a good loser in trading, you're going to only be a loser in trading. You need to learn how to manage those losses, get through them. And that's a lot of the stuff that I want to showcase on this channel. And that's why I'm heavily transparent on this channel. And I show all of my trades, win or lose. And I show them the moment that I put them on. There's no value in traders that are just showing you, oh, after the fact, yeah, look at this. Like, for instance, like, me saying like, oh, yeah, I was going to long 290. Like, who cares what your hindsight opinion is on the market? That's the easiest way to read the market. Reading the market in the moment is one of the most challenging things to do. And that's really what I want to bring to you folks here with this channel. So yeah, that's probably going to be our trades today. We're up $380. We had 2 bad trades, 2 wrong trades where we were shorting the market on the way up, and 1 good trade where we longed the market into that print, and we got a nice resolution there to the top side. And I think we played it very effectively. So I will be continuing to trade over in Market Clubhouse. We're going to do the morning call, the Friday morning call. I love that. The Friday morning call that we do over in Clubhouse. Good to be doing that. And then I'll give out the morning memo as I always do, which is going to be that comprehensive text trade plan for the day. What do we have on the morning memo today? Let me see here. We got SPY, Triple Qs, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, and Google today. So those are the ones that are on my watch list. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, we do the Friday song. There you go, Pixie. Ruiz says, it's just refreshing to see someone showing that he is human and also loses trades. Thank you. Yeah, if you think that, like I said, you think you're going to trade without losing, yeah, you got something coming for you. And the quicker you come to that ideology that you need to be a good loser, you'll see your trading turn around. There's a great book, I think it's by Tom Hogard. I think that's his name. Best Loser Wins. If you haven't checked that one out, order yourself a copy on Amazon. It is a fantastic read. Best Loser Wins. Yeah, it is fantastic. Give yourself a treat if you haven't checked that one out yet. Check out Best Loser Wins. A fantastic read. Great psychology in there. We are pushing higher here. We're going into that zone of liquidity that we drew earlier. So we're pushing up into this area here. So it'll be interesting to see off the open here what happens. What is pumping the markets here? NVIDIA. NVIDIA is pumping the NQ as well as Microsoft. Look at this. Microsoft is waking up a little bit here. Anybody catch this to the long side? I'm curious. Would that book be okay for Audible? I don't think there's any trading graphs or anything in there. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody out there. I don't think there's any graphs or anything, but like Mind Over Markets and Markets in Profile, the 2 other books that I recommend talking about auction theory, it's Dalton's teaching. He's amazing. Those books, you want to have the actual, you want to have the pictures and everything. If you're a 60% plus winning trades, you're in the Hall of Fame. Amen. It's very true. Yeah, you can't do Markets in Profile or Mind Over Markets on Audible. They just won't work. You got to have, and by the way, I mean, you'd be repeating it over and over and over. There's so much good information. Yeah, HLS is a good book. Yeah, one of my favorites. It's up there. Also love Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Another fantastic read. Tom's book is okay on Audible. Okay, thank you for that feedback there, UG. So yeah, dude, in Discord here, you can check that one out on Audible. Hey there, been tuning lately. Love your stream and your view on the market. How do you stay calm during a trade with big size and know when to scale in and out? It just comes with experience, and you take enough trades in your career. I've been doing this for a decade now. You take enough trades in your career, you're kind of impervious to the market moves, and you have stops in place. I know exactly what I'm going to lose on a trade, and I have stops in place that are going to take that kind of guesswork out of my trading. The moment I click onto a trade here, that stop loss is in right away. So I'm not really, I'm never thinking about, oh boy, if it does this, I know exactly where my stop is. I have my plan in place before we put on the trade. And then when it comes to scaling into trades, when I'm adding into trades, I'm usually adding into trades when they're winners. You guys will see me often on pullbacks try to add into a position like we did on the shorts today. But that is me thinking that we're going to a certain area of the structure where I think that we're going to get a good value for that. So maybe I entered too early. But generally speaking, my entries are pretty spot on with the market structure of where I want to enter that trade. And then I'm adding into where it's winning there. I've been trading for a decade. Andrew Tate. Oh, Andrew Tate, welcome. Big celebrity. I have a static stop on NQ. Yeah, so it's dynamic. So I have an ATM strategy here in NinjaTrader. That's a 60 tick stop. And you can run a 100 tick stop, a 60 tick stop, whatever you want. And then you just move it the moment that your trade goes on. You move it to an area that makes sense of the market structure. That's generally what you want to do. But, if you find yourself that you're putting on a trade and you're getting stopped out all the time, your stop's probably too tight. and you want to have a more dynamic stop, really your stop should be in an area that makes sense of the market structure. For instance, let's just say I was short here, and I'm not going to take this short. I'd probably want to have my stop somewhere. I mean, let me go over to the 5-minute bars because this is the 30-second. This will make more sense on the 5-minute bars. Okay, so if I'm short here, I can see there's market structure. Let me just draw this here. There's market structure up towards that hourly high, and you can see like at the top of this green wick here, that's probably where I'd put my stop, put my trade on and move my stop right to that area. That's generally what you want to be doing when you're trading, is having your stop make sense in the context of the market structure. You don't want to just have it willy-nilly. It's 10 handles away. Let's see what happens. You're going to get bit in the behind if you do that too often. Your stop needs to make sense in the context of the trade, and so should your entries. You shouldn't just be entering willy-nilly. You saw what happened to us. We entered at a willy-nilly spot this morning. We got our faces torn off. That was ugly stuff. So don't do that. Don't jump on the stream and just start barreling in short to something because it's going low. Don't do that mistake. All right, folks, we're wrapping it up here. It is 9 o'clock in the morning. I will continue streaming Bookmap throughout the day, as I always do. It will be full screen. It'll look just like that. So if you want to have that up in a second monitor, you're more than welcome to do so. All right, well, I'm going to be wrapping it up here. If you guys are going to continue to trade, make sure you are trading well within your means, well within your plan. You're trading with discipline and you're staying safe. Don't go into Friday afternoon with a bad taste in your mouth. If you're not feeling good in the morning and you're not trading super well, just lock it up for the day and enjoy your weekend early. There's no point in making it worse. But if you're in the zone, if you're in the pocket, make sure you're sticking it out and trading to your best there. All right, folks, we're locking it up here. Up $380 here on our Friday. Really fun Friday trading with you folks, and we'll be back here on YouTube on Monday at 8 a.m. All right, folks, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys all on Monday. And by the way, on your way out, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you are subscribed so we can hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. And if we do that, we'll definitely be looking to trade FOMC on Wednesday. All right, folks, have a good weekend. We'll see you guys back here on Monday.